So Richard Nixon often gets a bad rap because of the awkward mannerisms, his circumvention of protocol, and his infamous Watergate scandal. But Nixon was a beast, and in this video, you'll be shown just how formidable a president he actually was. Now, the story about to hear is based on truth. I've read copiously on this man, and I've written a story that is very much based on the facts. But I've also recreated it as an action-adventure, sci-fi, fantasy, and opera. Again, everything you see here is based on the truth. But the sword fights and spaceships and big tech battles are metaphors for the very real struggles this character went through during his career. If at any point the outfits or designs look similar to things out of Star Wars or Warhammer, please know that this was not my intention. As things stand, AI tends to generate things that are already based on pre-existing models. Without further ado, let's dive into it. World Order proudly presents the epic tale of Richard Nixon. So we open with Nixon's Red Republican spaceship hovering over the Grand Canyon. The plane lands and outsteps several agents of the Republican order. They walk across one of the gorges, but are stopped by their Republican leader, Richard Nixon, who insists on scanning the area with his Red Republican IBM lens. Come on! Ethan, you coming? We need to go back. What? Are you a man? What? Are you a man? Yes. Then quit your yapping and follow me into this cave. Get down. Jesus, that's Alger Hiss. Who? Alger Hiss, the president of the Carnegie Center. Wait, what? The guy leading the Carnegie Center is a spy? He's the one that's been leaking our secrets to the enemy. The rocket is ready, my lord. When would you like to commence? As soon as possible. Any luck? I snapped a couple of Hiss, but I can't seem to— Ethan, behind you! Nixon! Who are you working for? Nixon! So chapter 2 begins with Nixon returning to Washington, D.C. As his plane lands, he's greeted by hundreds of people celebrating his return. Nixon signs autographs and smiles at the hundreds of people who have gathered to greet him. He's escorted to the back of an open-topped limousine and driven past the streets of DC, where thousands more chant his name. Nixon gets off outside the White House, where he shakes hands with several more people. He enters its halls and is guided towards President Eisenhower, who smiles at him like a proud dad. "It's finished, my president. Our Soviet enemies have been driven from the land. Our people can rest peacefully, knowing that their companies and loved ones are safe from the Soviet menace. You have done well, my Republican knight. The people of these lands owe you a debt of gratitude, and we will forever be grateful for the valiance you have displayed against the Soviet spy master Alger Hiss. But I'm afraid today is not your day." "What?" "In an election held before your return, the people voted and appointed our latest champion, John F. Kennedy." "Thank you, former president. But this is ridiculous. I saved you. I saved all of you." "That you did. But the missile gap between ourselves and the Soviets has grown, and your inability to catch the black-hooded figure they have aligned themselves with has given our people reason to doubt your capabilities. This is outrageous. Guards, you wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for me. I saved this city. Don't you understand? I saved this city." "Thank you, former president. I'll take it from here. My fellow Americans, let every nation know, whether it wishes us well or ill, that we shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, and oppose any foe to assure the survival and the success of liberty. Under the leadership of myself and my Vice President Lyndon B. Johnson, I'll make it so that the Soviets will never again set foot on our soil." "I want what is mine." "Get him out of here." Halt. All good. Coast is clear. Run! Stop the war! Whoa! We gotta do something. We're losing our support. Tell them I won't be running for re-election. But who are we gonna get to lead the country? You know exactly who. Forget it. Wait, I'm not doing it. Oh, come on, Nixon. No. But you used to think endlessly about it. I did. Things change. Oi, what do you want? What is it that you truly want? If this is about running for re-election, then you're wasting your time. I tried running in 1960. I failed. As did I, Richard. As did I. Henry Kissinger? You were an associate of the Kennedy administration. I was laughed at. I was scorned. I tried to consult them on the principles of intervention. And what did I get? Disavowal, rebuke, mockery. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything you've gone through. But you must understand, I'm not about that life anymore. You can't afford to be. What's this? Intelligence. Nixon. Nixon! We're losing, Richard. We're losing badly. What do you want me to do? Go over there and slice every last one of them? That's what you used to do. You were the knight of the Republican order. What your party did to you was no doubt harsh. But for Christ's sake, Richard, bury it. Let it go. This is our time. And unless we act, then America will fall. We flash forward to Nixon riding down victorious in his presidential hovercraft, and people applauding him as he promises to bring their loved ones back home. He walks into the Oval Office and instantly asks his men to fetch him his ship. Along with Kissinger, he flies into Vietnam and arrives as a battle is already underway. Bombs and explosions blast past the duo as they begin chopping down the Viet Cong standing in their way. "With me!" Nixon cries. Together with Kissinger, he raises his sword and rallies the Americans into the fight. Black hooded figure runs. Nixon goes after him. The figure pushes people out the way before grabbing a tree with telekinesis and smashing it to the ground. Nixon runs up and leaps over it. The figure rushes towards an open plane and boards his escape plane. Nixon runs up and jumps onto the plane before it takes off. The dark figure comes out, and the two of them engage in a battle on the plane as it flies through the jungles. Nixon swipes at him with his sword, but the figure blasts him back with his chi. Kissinger looks on as Nixon grabs onto the edge of a plane to stop himself from falling off. Nixon leaps back into the air and knocks the hooded figure nearly flying off the plane. As he does so, the hood comes off, and it's suddenly made apparent that the dark hooded figure is Chinese Premier Zhou Enlai. Before Nixon can even fathom what's going on, Zhou gets back up and blasts him off the plane. Nixon lands on the ground as Zhou gets back inside and disappears beyond the horizon. "What was that?" Kissinger remarks. "That," Nixon responds, "is the reason we're here." "There's no way these soldiers can fight without us." "You don't say." "We need to speak to Chu." Apologies for the delay. Fighting your war took longer than I expected.
Let's not forget the promises you made that pushed us into this.
Now don't go blaming this fiasco on us. You gave us perfect reassurances that you'd finish the job.
I made those promises on the premise that America would retain a half-decent leader.
Who the hell do you think you are? That's enough. I said that's enough! We've given you everything we have, but we've got to start withdrawing. One more unit. We'll give you one more unit to win this war. Mr. President, my team and I must escort you to the White House. How long can we hold them off for? Not long. At this rate, they'll be knocking on the gates by midnight. Send a team into the Democratic headquarters. I want to know everyone who's behind this. But sir, do it! Henry! We need to go to the Middle Kingdom. Getting a tombstone in the PRC is hardly my idea. It's the only hope we have of ending this thing. If we can get the chairman to withdraw support from the North Vietnamese, at least temporarily, then we can withdraw our support knowing that we gave the South the best possible chance of existence. Fools! I asked you to bring me Nixon's head. The American was too powerful. And you are too weak. I launched a cultural revolution in the hope that we could avoid all this. And this is how you repay me. My lord, the Americans, they're coming. To your stations and get me Zhou. Zhou, it's the chairman. He needs you. Give him up. Don't do it, Henry. I mean it. Withdraw from Southeast Asia and I'll spare him his life. Don't do it, Henry. He means more to you than he does to me, Kissinger says, pointing his summoned blade at Zhou's neck. Withdraw your support from the North Vietnamese at least until the president wins re-election and I'll return your champion. Fine. But you have 24 hours to withdraw your forces. Oh, and Henry, you better get going. The Red Republican spaceship blasts through the skies. It returns to Washington amidst flames and civil war. Mass protesters take to the streets to protest the squalid conditions America is in. People practically climb over the White House to break into the building. Nixon returns barely able to stand. He does all this whilst hearing that a war has erupted in the Middle East. Go. But your health. Just go. Deal with it. I'll take care of everything here. As Kissinger leaves, Nixon takes one last moment to gaze out the window. As his aides begin fleeing, he watches everything he's worked for come crumbling down. Nixon has his tragic Macbeth moment where he makes a speech akin to tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. To one of the few aides left, he talks about prison and how, like Gandhi and many others, he too may write a great book there. The door bursts open and Special Prosecutor Archibald Cox alongside Elliot Richardson and William Ruckelshaus come at Nixon with yellow laser swords and subpoenas. Like Macbeth, Nixon tells them where they can go and makes a last stand by drawing his sword and taking them on. In the Middle East, Kissinger flies in and helps Israel defend against the Arab invasion. This will be elaborated in part 2 of this series, or the Kissinger epic, coming out soon. But in Washington, Nixon slices down several combatants as he fights to survive. Like in the actual history, he goes down fighting like a champion. Nixon goes down realizing that those that hate you only win if you hate them, and that you can only appreciate the top of the mountain if you've undergone the deepest of valleys. Guys, I really hope you enjoyed that. If you did, then hit the like button and subscribe. World Order is on a mission to do for this century what Walt Disney and George Lucas did for the 20th. It is my ultimate goal with these black labels to leave you with the same feeling I had when I was a 7-year-old boy watching Star Wars for the first time. If you'd like to know more about Nixon's actual history, then click on my red label video when it pops up. And if you'd like to move on to part 2 of this series, which it takes the form of the Kissinger epic, then click on that video when that comes up as well. Be sure to follow me on all available social medias. I'll leave them in the description below. I really hope to hear from you in the comments below because I really like doing these. These are the reasons why I do what I do, okay? Check out the Kissinger one. The Kissinger one's great. I've mixed it up. I've added a little bit of historical commentary in that one. Check out the Tragedy of Prince Faisal. That's one I did a few years ago, and it's in a slightly different form, but it's actually, I think it's my favorite story. So check that one out. Check Weimar out. And guys, I do intend on coming back with these black labels. They do take quite a while to make these ones, but they are my pride and joy. And when I do, I intend on doing my next one on Harry Truman, and then going throughout every leader during the Cold War, okay, and doing an epic on each one of them. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so that you don't miss out on any of those. The more people that subscribe, the more of this content I can release, because then I can start earning and I can start giving this channel more time. Thank you for your time, take care, and I hope to hear from you all in the comments below. Take care, bye bye.